morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, it's time we had a little bit of a look at Manectric. I like Manectric. I like the one from Platinum that protected your bench. The EX and Mega EX were quite good, and even the most recent one from Celestial Storm never ended up being amazing, but you could, if you went second, put it face down as your active Pokemon, and then accelerate 2 energy while doing 40 damage with free retreat. So not bad. What about a new one? Well, 110 HP isn't particularly good, but it is about what we would expect, unfortunately. Boo, hiss, etc. We've got a retreat cost of 1, which means free retreat with U-turn board, but then again, I've already shown you Manectric that have free retreat. More than one. So, yeah. Manectric really should have free retreat. It's got a weakness to fighting, which means it shares a weakness with stuff like Pikachu and Zekrom, which means people are going to be going after that, and they are going to be inevitably going after you, whether they like it or not. And you are a lightning type, which on the one hand is good, but you are losing some tricks when the rotation hits. Electro Power to do some extra damage, Thunder Mountain to reduce your attack cost. You've still got Pikachu and Zekrom to back you up, and you're still going to have Tapu Koko to accelerate a little bit of energy, but it's not exactly like it was pre-rotation, or like it won't be post-rotation as it is now, I suppose is probably a better way to phrase it. But don't worry, we got a really nice Pokemon here. First attack, 1 lightning energy, 30 damage. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. This is a hit and run attack, simple as that. You hit the active, run to the bench, hit the active, run to the bench, hit the active, run to the bench, and so on and so forth. Well, hang on a second, I showed you Greedent the other day. And when I showed you Greedent a couple of days ago, I told you, point blank, that Greedent is the best hit and run Pokemon. And incidentally, I did mean that. It wasn't just empty rhetoric. Greedent is more mean Shao than Hitmonchan, in that it goes into your hand rather than flicks back to the bench, but it is still very much a hit and run Pokemon. And that's in the same set. Now, there is a possibility here that I just hadn't seen Manectric before I made a Greedent video, but no, that would be incredibly disingenuous. No, ladies and gentlemen, I knew about Manectric, and I still called Greedent the best hit-and-run Pokemon out there. Does 100 damage and goes into your hand, rather than doing 30 damage and goes back to the bench. So my question is, in a world where I've already gone and anointed Greedent as the best hit-and-run Pokemon, and it's a colourless Pokemon, and it's got more HP, etc., what is the point of Manectric? And the answer is there are many points for Manectric. The second attack is really quite good. We'll get there in a minute. The first attack hits lightning weakness, and especially pre-rotation combined with electro power. You know, 1 electro power plus 30 damage with weakness is 120. 120 for 1 energy is better than 100 for 2 energy. Clearly. The fact that it goes to the bench can be an advantage. I mean, I already told you with Greedent. The fact that you go into your hand means your opponent can drop a reset stamp or a Marnie and completely ruin your plan. Sure, you can draw back into the Greedent, you can draw back into the twin energy that you need. Of course, it does have to be a twin energy. That is a special energy, whereas Manectric is just a single energy. Although we should mention Manectric can use speed energy. When you attach it, you draw 2 cards. Really nice advantage of being a lightning Pokemon. So there's another reason why we might wish to use Manectric here. If your opponent is going aggressive hand disruption, playing stuff like Marnie, Reset Stamp, etc., Manectric gives you a really good alternative where you can go, look, it doesn't matter, alright? I got this, guys. I got this. And then just ignore it. Use Greedent, but then when your opponent goes to do the hand disruption thing, you've got a Manectric sitting there ready to go. And that's one thing we need to bear in mind here. You don't have to play Greedent or Manectric. You could, if you wanted, go for a really nice hit and run deck with both Greedent and Manectric. That would help, ladies and gentlemen. That would help very nicely indeed. To be honest, having a single energy attack here is good. I still prefer Greedent's attack, but having a single energy attack that can survive hand disruption really does give us a big advantage. We've also got artwork which it reminds me of a lot of the Lost Zone artwork, but it does seem like the Lost Zone is gone again for now. Now, in terms of hit and run Pokemon, I really laid down my stall in the Greedent video. I will link that in the description, obviously. As far as I'm concerned, the blocking Pokemon we're looking for are Lily's Pokédoll. It's an item card you play as a Pokemon, and when KO'd, it doesn't give up a prize. And Galarian Cassola. Cassola being, if it is KO'd by damage from an attack, you flip a coin. If heads, the attacking Pokemon is also KO'd. So your opponent takes a KO and there's a 50% chance that you take a KO, bearing in mind that KO could be for multiple prizes. Oh, that would be nice. I don't think I can necessarily tell you that as a hit and run Pokemon, this is worth it. Greedent is my favourite single prize Pokemon in this set. I've said that, I stand by it, I think it's brilliant. I am definitely making a Greedent deck when this set comes out. Manectric I love as a hit and run Pokemon, but I do think it falls down next to Greedent. That's not to say you can't play it, but I am saying that you shouldn't play it instead of Greedent. As a hit and run Pokemon, you should play it as well as Greedent, so you can hit a different weakness, have a single energy attacker when you don't find that twin energy, and have an answer against hand disruption, etc, etc, etc. But no, ladies and gentlemen, good news, there is a second attack as well here. Free energy, 150 damage, plus 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Oh, yeah, no, I love this. This is awesome. This is really good. I mean, 150 damage is going to get a lot of single prize Pokemon. It's going to get any GX or Tag Team GX or Pokemon V that's weak. Pokemon V Maxes like Lapras, you will be just a tiny bit short of actually getting a KO on. But then again, Lapras is sitting there with 320 HP. You need to hit 160 to double up for a KO. You're hitting 150. Hey, look, Vitality Band. So if you're hitting for weakness here, Manectric has absolutely got your back. If you're against single prize Pokemon, Manectric has absolutely got your back. And remember, if we do want to go down the Greedent rule here, great news, it's colorless energy. So you can play stuff like this and it's really not a problem. You're going to have to probably, well, you don't, I suppose. But if you want to play some basic energy, it might as well be lightning and you might as well bring in Manectric here. And Manectric can do that one-turn thing. Now, pre-rotation, you get one energy accelerated from Tapu Koko. You play down Thunder Mountain, you attach from hand, boom, free energy, off you go. Bearing in mind, you're going to be playing stuff like Air Balloon, and you're going to be playing your deck to try and make sure you can get in and out of the active every turn. So it's really not going to be that difficult to try and get Manectric from the bench to the active after getting the energy on there. So that's quite handy. This is nice. And then, post-rotation, you lose Thunder Mountain, so we bring in Energy Switch. What you have to do here is put one energy on Manectric, one energy onto another Pokemon using Tapu Koko, and then you energy switch from that other Pokemon, attach for turn, and you're good to go. It's a nice big attack. No, it's not as big as other Pokemon. You know, Pikachu and Zekrom also accelerates free energy, but then again, that's for free prizes. Tapu Koko does 200 damage, but again, that's for 2 prizes. And to be fair, you get the 30 bench damage here, which could be absolutely crucial, which these other Pokemon don't. I like this second attack for the option it gives you for big damage. And look, there are other lightning Pokemon we can put free energy on and do big damage, especially with a fairly low HP. And there are other Pokemon that can hit and run. But as a Pokemon that does all of this, Manectric starts to show its worth. The first attack to do a bit of hit and run damage while hitting for weakness. The second attack to come in, do a bit more damage for a single prize Pokemon. That's why I like Manectric here. I don't like it as a hit and run Pokemon as much as Greedent. And there are other lightning Pokemon I'm probably going to use as single prize attackers. But as something that can do both and fit into a variety of decks, yes. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. Though I do admit that it is going to fit into a fairly narrow range of decks, I would imagine. So let's go ahead and give it 3 Wossies. The Wossie score we give to Pokemon that are going to sit in your binder, ready to come out if you ever need them. So that's what I think about it, but I'd like to know what you think about it. So let me know in the comment section, would you go nuts be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WasiPlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darned awesome nonetheless. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.